they all jumble up with each other. They all get in the ring and they start like doing like a weird like circle
It's like
pit.
a little mosh pit.
Like, I don't know if you. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was like a weird. Like, have you ever seen like a like circle push pit at like a concert where everyone's like running in a circle and pushing each other around? Like, it was really weird.
Well, Dylan, the road to WrestleMania takes another turn because on Friday Night SmackDown, it was a nightmare of a SmackDown for Drew McIntyre because he is no longer your reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Champion of the world. That would be none other than Cody Rhodes. So we had talked about it on last week's episode about that Cody was probably going to lose during this match, and he did. And I'm still trying to process how. Yes, Drew. Sorry. I'm still trying to process how I feel about this. What the implications are for WrestleMania, because things changed big time, and there's a whole heck of a lot more question marks surrounding what Drew does, what Sammy does, what Jacob does, right? So I guess before we even get any further, Dylan, give me your take on Cody winning back this title that he lost to Drew not that long ago. Quick turnaround for the young man.
Yeah, man. I mean, 2 WWE title changes on SmackDown between putting it on Drew and then putting it back on Cody, which doesn't happen super often.
Incredibly rare.
Yeah, for it to change hands on TV, especially this quickly, like back-to-back like that. So, like you said, I think it's a bit of a double-edged sword. And on one hand, Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes is the match. Like, that's the match.
Mm-hmm.
It's the match we've wanted for a really long time.
Yeah, past couple years.
Yeah. So, on one hand, it's like, all right, we're getting that match. We're very excited for it. I mean, do we want anybody else involved in that? Like, or do we just want to get that story straight up? You know what I mean? But then on the other hand, you got Drew, who looked like he was all but going to be in the WrestleMania main event, and now looks like that's very slim.
Yeah. Gotta feel for him.
That's the negative, right?
Gotta feel for him, the person and the character.
As it's hard to not like Drew, just like as a wrestling fan, even if you're not the biggest like fan of him, which we are. We're big Drew fans. But
Drew
even
truthers.
if you're not the biggest fan of him, hard to not respect the hell out of like what he does as a wrestler, and hard not to respect his craft, right? But we are big fans, obviously, so it stings a little. Yeah, like you said, it's just there was going to be good feelings and bad feelings no matter what, I think, with this outcome. It's been close to a week now since it happened. It is a week. Happened last Friday.
To the
We're
day.
filming this on Friday. So, given that we've had some time, I am trying to be more in the mindset of grateful that Drew got this WWE title reign under his belt.
Well,
obviously it wasn't the greatest reign.
Wasn't much of a reign at all.
I'm just saying. Obviously. But would I rather have had it not happen at all? That's the question.
That is the question.
And I don't think I would have rather had him not be champion again at all. Like, at least he got something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
It's another one in the world title column for him.
Yeah, like I don't
numbers.
know. And obviously it's not, like we said, not the greatest reign by a long shot, but I think, like I said, yeah, I'm just trying to be more on the vibes of this point, that I'm grateful that they just said, hey, I'm grateful that they decided to switch it up a little, and they decided to throw a wrench into things and see what would happen. I am happy that Drew got another reign in the column, regardless of how it went down. So I'm trying to kind of take that mindset along with being excited that we're getting Randy versus Cody straight up.
Yeah.
The only thing, I guess, the only argument you could potentially make to where everybody kind of wins is if somehow they set up Randy and Cody without the championship, and then it was a triple threat between Drew, Jacob, and Sammy for the championship.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could have been something, but also, I mean, hard not to do Cody and Randy for the title.
Especially when Randy's chasing 15.
That's what I mean, and especially in the situation of it's WrestleMania, and more times than not, they're going to go with 99% of the time, they're going to choose who they think is the biggest star, regardless of what the matchup is. I mean, we saw it last year. The title match was not the main event because they viewed Roman, Seth, and Punk as bigger stars, and that's a bigger marquee matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a good chance, even if they were to do that, that Randy and Cody would have ended up main eventing anyway, even without a title.
Yeah.
So I think I also go there in my head to where, yeah, I mean, like I said, double-edged sword. There's pros and cons to the result, but I'm trying to be happy that there is pros, because a lot of times it's just cons.
Yeah.
And there's the title switch like this, and we're like, what the hell? Like, so at least I can be like, all right, like Drew's been trying to get a legit world title reign for so long. It wasn't awesome, but at least we gave him something to, and it keeps him in. I think also what it does for Drew is it keeps his credibility, right? I know the loss isn't like the best thing for Drew, obviously, but
There was interference.
the fact that he's
There's shenanigans.
yeah, and I'm also saying the fact that he is a very recent champion now keeps him in your mind in the world title picture, to where he was very much kind of, if he didn't get a win, it was hard for him to keep being in, you know what I mean? Like, it was hard for us to continue going with Drew without him getting a win. So that's also where I've come to terms with it, to where even though it's not the greatest reign and it might not be the best result with getting Drew in the main event of Mania and stuff like that, I think this title reign was pretty necessary to the character of Drew McIntyre. And I appreciate that they wanted to put more stock back into that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it makes a lot of sense, because you can only keep someone in the main event
because this isn't a
picture for so
situation
long before they actually have to win one of the main event titles.
Yeah, exactly. And this at least shows that they're just like, that they at least are like, all right, damn, we need to like do something with Drew, or else he can't just be this guy that constantly loses all the time in the main event for the title. Like, so I think the fact that he's now a recent champion who feels very, very robbed, can keep him in that thing, more real, like more, and it would just makes more sense.
So Are they doing Aldis versus Drew or the triple threat?
Oh,
Drew, Sammy,
yeah,
and Jacob.
you see,
I don't feel great about
I
Drew
felt
versus
good
Aldis.
about all. Yeah, I felt great about it going into SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
And after the result, I don't feel great about it.
Yeah.
Especially with Jacob getting involved.
Yeah.
So it definitely, I mean, honestly, at this point, I feel pretty confident. Probably Drew, Jacob, Sammy, triple threat.
Okay.
Unless,
Hey now.
unless KO returns, and they want to do Sammy versus KO.
Okay.
And in this instance, I think it's annoying to like go back to that feud like so many times. You know what I mean, in a way. But I think in this instance, it obviously works because I think it would be everybody's just so happy to see Kevin, and then including Sammy, that it would be very much like let's just put out like, you know what I mean, and let's just like let's show out for like as boys, let's do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, well, that's a
like
that's
rather than going at it in a
that's a far
rather than going at it in a grudge match. Well, yeah, I also don't listen, man. Actually, never mind, because I thought about this last week, and then I immediately talked myself out of it.
Okay.
For this reason, I was like, don't count out Kevin Owens returning to face Brock.
Dear God.
But then I was like, actually, no. You cannot. The first person, like, he cannot face Brock Lesnar coming off like
neck
extreme
surgery?
neck surgery. Like, yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like, he cannot
it would be
do
a
that.
death
Never
sentence.
mind. Yeah, I thought about it last week. It's funny that I just did the same exact thing again and went, oh, maybe Brock, and then went, oh, wait, no, he will die.
Actually,
like I think KO rightfully so would probably be like, no, I'm not wrestling Brock Lesnar
I just had
after
neck
being
surgery.
out
I for a year
can't
with a broken
get
neck. Suplexed 100 times.
Well, that's kind of where I was like, maybe they go, if he's like kind of near ready, who's the one guy, and they're like, all right, KO has a full, let's say, 8 weeks to train before Mania, so we know he'll be good to go, but he's only got 8 weeks to train, coming off neck surgery. Who's the guy that can go with him? But Sammy, obviously. Like, that's...
Or maybe
they know each other like the back of their hand. They could probably wrestle each other blindfolded.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, I don't know.
But like I said, just a Hail Mary, being the big KO guys that we are. Really hoping we get him back sooner rather than later.
That's my goat.
But I mean, I don't know if he's back training in the ring by any means or anything, but I know he's working out and I know he's very much mobile and doing his thing, so
dude,
hopefully he's cleared. Usually when we don't hear a ton, that's not the worst thing in the world. So
yeah. Especially like with, obviously, I don't know when they would be targeting his return, but it's like you kind of just want people to forget about certain wrestlers, so that once they return, you get a big surprise. Even though the wrestlers don't want you to forget about them because they want to make sure you remember them when they come back. But so
yeah, man. I mean, so yeah. How do you feel about? I guess the question now is, I mean, would you have rather had like a fatal 4-way or a fatal 5-way over this Randy versus Cody?
Nah. I would not.
That's kind of where I think I'm at too. I think
not with
there
Randy
was going to be negatives in
the match. Like Randy and Cody, if they're in the match, it has to be 1-on-1.
Yeah, I agree. I think, yeah, like we said, it was just, I don't think it was really hard to please everybody with this result. There was going to be people worse off than others because of the outcome, but it is what it is. I mean, we've wanted this match for a really long time, and now we're going to get it in the main event of WrestleMania. Do we think do we think Randy is going to go full on, I'm not your friend anymore right now, bro?
Nah. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be a full-blown heel turn. I think they both are going to be like,
yeah.
Once we step into this ring, like, we're not friends. He's like, I'm going to do what I have to do. I expect you to do what you got to do. And, like, I think they'll just have this agreement that, like, they are just going to, like, try to get the best of one another. And that's how they should do it.
Yeah, I'm
like,
really
you can't
interested
turn
to see
Randy
how they
heel at this point in his career. Like, he cannot be a full-blown heel.
I mean, he's going to get cheered.
Exactly.
But
that's the thing.
But, I mean, you can. Like, you can try.
Yeah, but
he's going to get cheered.
You could try. But it's like, who would they put him up against that's a babyface that would get them to boo Randy?
It'd be tough. It would be tough.
It's not going to be Cody because there's plenty of Cody haters out there.
Yeah, I'm more just saying, like, it's hard, right? It's so hard with a guy like Randy, though, to where it's like, it's not, like, completely out of the picture to, like, the problem is, there's certain, I'm trying to think of how to word it. The problem with certain people like Randy, right, who are, like, so well-established and so loved, is that it's just not realistic for them to be heel, to do heelish things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Randy Orton is such a heel at the core. Like, by nature, he is a heel. To where it's like, the biggest, like, your issue, like you said, and I'm 100%, you are 100% correct, that he's going to get cheered, no matter what. But him, like, fucking low-blowing Cody with a little smirk on his face, then hitting an RKO to win in the main event of WrestleMania is not something that's, like, out of the picture for Randy Orton to do at all. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah. But it's like nobody in that building. I think
it may turn, like, kind of in the match. But like you said, it's what's a turn if nobody's booing?
Yeah, like we could sit here and say he's technically a heel, right? But it's like,
I mean,
John Cena was.
Tell you what, it's a good way to get. If you're gonna turn Cody, this is a good way to do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, Cody Yambag City to Randy. That's how you turn Cody heel, to make sure Randy doesn't get 15.
Yeah, man, that would be
some corporate Cody.
Maybe they know that too.
Maybe,
but you gotta put it on a heel Cody. Maybe we do.
A lot of people
Maybe
do.
At this point,
I personally don't.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of indifferent.
I'm fine with babyface Cody
because I know he's good. I know if they wanted him to, he would do it really well.
Oh yeah.
Corporate so that's
Cody,
the thing.
dude.
Like, it's not like
he'll be easy to.
It's not like it would be. It's not like it would be bad. It would be. He would be so good at it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm kind of indifferent. I think. Yeah. Like, I don't think it's super realistic, but it's just tough, like you said, with this matchup, right?
Slippery
yeah,
slope.
I think like
slippery slope.
Mentor versus mentee is probably the way to go. Give it that sort of vibe.
They got the contract signing tonight for us a few days ago by the time this is out on SmackDown.
Hard to... All right, this is all I'm saying, though, is that I don't know, man. Like, it feels like we need a little more something than just mentor versus mentee. Like, we need a little bit more than just two friends going at it.
I mean, I think we'll get more than that on this contract signing.
No, yeah, but I'm saying I wonder what the layers are. I wonder what the layers are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wonder, are the layers Randy going and listen, I'm really proud of everything you've done. You're not me. Like, that sort of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're still not on my level and you never will be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or is it, does Cody come in the vibe of right off the bat, just so you know, I'm the one that you're chasing now. I'm not chasing you. Or, like, you know what I mean? Something like that. And I'm sure they will both say stuff like that, but I don't know. There's only so many, like, shit talk type of promos you can do where you're, like, smiling and laughing it off and then, like, just being on your way.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, it needs to kind of cross a line or take that next step.
Sure.
I'm not saying we got to bring up people's dads and whatnot.
Dads.
Yeah, I'm not saying we got to do that, but I'm more saying we can't just get like 4 promos of them just like friendly-ish banter. No one hits anybody.
Yeah, I gotta get physical.
Someone's
going through the
yeah,
contract
so,
signing table. I know that.
This needs to take a step up. My worry is the direction they go is like something along the lines of Drew is like still going after Cody and Randy and whatnot. Like probably not like added to the match or whatsoever, but on the build to Mania they do like or something like I'm more just worried that on the build to Mania they do this thing where Cody and Randy are like teaming up to fight against Drew on their way to their match at Mania. You know what I mean? Like I can see them doing something like that, and I really hope they don't.
So I don't think they will, just because I think like they're going to pivot to Drew now needing to take care of Jacob Fatu. So he's going to be like,
that's what I'm
I
hoping.
need to handle this problem, and then whoever I'll go after whoever wins at Mania.
Listen, and a Drew, Jacob, Sammy triple threat
Would be great.
What a fun combination if we end up getting that. You know what I mean?
Different
like
styles.
Yeah, 3 very different styles, but 3 guys that I would say are top tier wrestlers. Like in the ring, it's both in the ring and on the mic, but especially in the ring. All 3 of these guys are top tier in their specific style of what they do, and just top tier professional wrestlers in general. And it's like a fresh matchup, freshish. That I think it would be a lot of fun. The match would be if that ends up being the match, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
the match itself is, especially if they give them like 20 minutes to just go crazy.
Let them cook.
Oh my God, they'll cook.
So, I definitely feel good about that triple threat now. Although we'll see after
this gives me
contract signing.
No, I'm sorry. Continue. Yeah, I was going to say this. This gives me a lot of the same vibes. Obviously, it's like not going to be the same type of match. It's just a triple threat match going into Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the upper mid card. Of course, a few years ago, never going to forget the Drew, Sheamus, Gunther triple threat at Mania for the IC title. I always say, after that match, I'd say if there's like a non-wrestling fan who's like, or like somebody who's like a UFC fan and I want to get them into wrestling, that's the match I would show them.
Mm-hmm.
Is that triple threat, because those dudes are beating the hell out of each other.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
But anyway, I'm getting like similar vibes with this sort of matchup, because like we were going into it and we were like, dude, this is going to be the match of the night. It has all the potential to be the match of the night, match of the year contender.
Mm-hmm.
Just let them cook. And then we went in and we got exactly what if not better. Like, they just let them cook.
That was awesome.
And I'm getting very similar vibes with this triple threat match, kind of upper mid-card, 3 dudes that are so good at what they do, and just saying, hey, go out there, and your job this WrestleMania is to put on potentially the match of the night. That's what we want people talking about, is just how you guys beat the hell out of each other.
Dude, I mean, gosh, that match is going to be awesome. I think... So, let me ask you this. Who attacked Jacob? When he got his teeth knocked out, he's still pissed at Drew for it. Who attacked Jay? What are we thinking? We're thinking, is that Sami Zayn did those attackings? Because it's not Drew. Drew did not attack Jacob. I'll tell you that much. I feel pretty confident about that.
Yeah. I definitely think trying to think.
Because, like, how does Sammy get involved with Drew and Jacob?
I think Sammy attacking Jacob makes a lot of sense. Sammy attacking Jay is what gets me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they just go with the vision, is it attack Jay.
God.
I really don't know.
Dear God. Kind of tired.
The Jay, I mean, maybe it definitely could have been Sammy, but then it's like, if Sammy attacked Jay also, that just doesn't feel, because then it's like, feels like then he's got to get involved with Jay, and then that gets him out of that. But then if he also attacked Jacob, it's like, I don't know. I think
definitely they put themselves, well, maybe not put themselves, but fate has put them in a tricky
a lot of
spot.
injuries. Yeah, I was gonna say. I honestly think, at least my hope is that they think Braun Breaker is going to be good for Mania.
I'm with you.
To go up against Seth.
I'm choosing to believe
and then
that.
they do Logan and Theory against the Usos. And it is the Vision that took out Jay. And then Sammy's probably the one that took out Jacob. And then Jacob obviously calls to Drew. And then Drew and Sammy, of course, have their beef already. Mm-hmm. So that feels like that's there.
Is there... Because that's also how they could get to Jacob versus Sammy singles, and then Drew versus Nick Aldis.
Totally. Yeah, I definitely think that could also be an option. It's just, it really feels like if Nick Aldis was going to be wrestling, he would have done something pretty specific on Friday night, like get physical. But we'll see. Maybe Drew gets physical with Nick Aldis tonight. Yeah, I could definitely see potentially.
Drew's interrupting that contract signing. I'll tell you that.
Maybe Drew puts Nick Aldis through a table.
Oh, dude, I just it gets me excited thinking about because it can be a lot of fun of how they go about Aldis versus Drew, and that's what gets me excited.
Oh, it could be so much fun.
That
dude.
Story, but it's
would you rather have that? I think I would. I think I'd rather have Aldis versus Drew. Yeah, Sammy versus Jacob.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know how they would...
I'm also, honestly, I've talked myself into both matches, and I'm pretty cool with it. Not everybody can be in the main event.
Mm-hmm.
A Fatal 5-Way might have just been too much.
Yeah.
Especially once Randy got involved.
Mm-hmm.
Fatal 4-Way, I think you could have been able to do without Randy, but now that you got Randy in it, Randy and Cody's the match.
Yep.
But I do appreciate throwing some triple threat and multi-man matches on there because of how stacked this roster is.
They're going to have to.
So that's why I also like and appreciate the idea, not only because it gets these 3 guys on the card, it gets them in a position to where they're... I mean, say what you want, it's still going to be a marquee match on WrestleMania. So, Drew is going to still be a part of a marquee match and rivalry at WrestleMania. It's not the main event, but... could have been a lot worse. And Drew has been in much worse positions over the years. I think this doesn't put Drew in nearly as bad a position as he has been in recent history.
Yeah.
So that's where it's obviously, it just stings watching him lose the title after he just won it.
56 days.
That's really the biggest.
56
Yeah,
days.
and we were pretty convinced, and we were like, oh, wow, I guess this means Drew's probably going to be in the main event of WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we know that that's almost definitely not going to happen, stings a little, but can't be too unhappy like we keep saying because of we are getting great matchups as a result, including the dream match with Cody and Randy.
Yeah. So, I mean, we got to bring up, something that you were hot on the tail of, which is Mizhausen team forming up, on Friday Night SmackDown.
It just felt right?
The Miz is the guy.
I mean, especially
for that stuff.
The Miz is the guy that they throw the newcomers with.
Yeah. Rightfully so. He is going to be Danhausen's mentor. Miz has an episode of Miz TV on Friday Night SmackDown with none other than Jelly Roll as a special guest. Because
this upcoming Friday?
Tonight for us.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I forgot. Well, that's stupid.
Yeah, it is.
Hopefully Jelly Roll's not wrestling again
Dear
at WrestleMania.
God.
I don't think so. I think probably just to set it, probably just a little funny thing.
Just feel like there's probably some
hopefully
WrestleMania storylines that they could have gotten set up with this time on SmackDown instead of just having this Jelly Roll segment with the Miz at Danhausen.
I think they're going to set up some WrestleMania storylines.
Okay. With Jelly Roll.
I think Mizhausen is either going to be in a tag team together going into WrestleMania or unfortunately, I guess maybe Danhausen and Jelly Roll might tag team against Miz and somebody. But that would be pretty horrible, so I'm thinking that probably won't happen.
I'm saying
we probably get
ticket sales are down. They're getting pretty desperate, dude. They dropped the prices of
tickets.
I
wouldn't count it out for sure. I wouldn't count it out for sure.
That would suck. That would make me pretty sad.
I mean, the other thing that we can talk about, Finn Balor's out of the Judgment Day, Mark.
Boy, is he. He got stomped out of the Judgment Day.
Yeah, and the most shocking part of it all, his brother, J.D. McDonough, the man that he trained up, helped bring to this company, and helped bring into the Judgment Day, turned on Finn, and it seemed without much hesitation.
No hesitation.
He sided with Dom.
Yeah.
Got
him brainwashed.
And immediately I went, well, I felt pretty good about a triple threat, but I don't know now.
But
then I go, I know what they're doing.
Okay.
A little bit of a reunion.
Okay.
Finn Balor's going to need a little bit of help to take on these Judgment Day fools.
Okay.
And who knows him better than someone who was in the Judgment Day himself? His former pal,
Edge.
Damian Priest.
Dude, I don't know. Priest and R-Truth, number one contenders for the tag titles.
Yeah, I think...
think that was one and done?
I wouldn't count on it going super far.
Dude, I'm counting on that going pretty far.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Right. Dude, I'll tell you what. I got... I did a YouTube video that's coming out when this is out next week. But I was talking about 3 issues with WWE, and one of them was the lack of their tag team division. And... because they have a lot of injuries and they just have some teams off of television. Dude, there's not a ton of tag teams currently that are in WWE. And especially they don't have a lot that are not a part of factions that are healthy on television.
Yeah, it'd be sweet to see the Street Profits.
Yeah. What the fuck? What?
Who are healthy.
Dude, then they are your best tag team.
Probably, yeah.
Dude, I will die on that hill that they are their best tag team. Los Garza looked awesome in that gauntlet match, too.
Oh,
They're sleepers, dude.
Sorry, got a Charlie horse in my leg.
Bro.
You ever have that where that just happens and you're just randomly in excruciating pain for some reason?
Dude, like a month ago, I woke up in the middle of the night and had one. I thought I was dying.
Oh, yeah, those are the
Those
worst.
are the worst.
Those are the worst, dude.
In the middle of the night, you just wake
I remember
up.
one time.
I thought I tore my
one time
ACL.
I was sharing.
I thought I was done.
Yeah, one time I, when we were younger and Jack and I shared a room.
Yeah.
I just remember one time in the middle of the night, I just woke up to him screaming, just because of a Charlie horse in his leg, and he was just like, my leg, like he sounded like the SpongeBob guy, like he was just like, my leg. But we were 15. It was so funny.
Dude, they're brutal.
It was my first experience ever with that, and then it happened to me later in life, and I was like, oh my god, I knew that thing that happened to you. It happened to me.
They're no joke. They are no joke.
But yeah, anyway, so if they don't go with Damian Priest, going back to his boy Finn, seems like we're gonna get this Finn and Dom singles match most likely.
Mm-hmm. Probably has to run through JD first, leading up to it.
Yeah, if this happens, what are the odds it's for the AAA Mega title?
I would say probably pretty good.
You think?
Well, isn't Dom defending it before Mania?
Believe so. Maybe he loses it.
I think he loses it to Vikingo.
But I think he's You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe he does.
Yeah. I mean,
and then
he got cursed, dude. He got cursed. He's losing it all.
Yeah, that is true.
So
it is true. He did get cursed. And then, go back to that Miz and Danhausen segment. I mean, that was awesome. He was,
yeah.
He would I love how Miz too, where he was just and you saw what happened to Dom Mysterio, and Miz looked scared.
Yeah.
Miz was oh damn.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
I'll tell you what.
He's so great, and it's so funny to see him in this mentor role, right? Just of course, and he's been doing it for a bit now, but it's funny just of course knowing his story that nobody really wanted to be this guy's mentor. Dude. So I kind of like the idea of him taking it upon himself to, no, I won't let that happen to others.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I love Danhausen. I mean, I knew I liked him before, but just seeing him weekly on television, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was really interested to see where they were going to go with Danhausen in WWE, and they've immediately got me bought in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and just think about that.
They're doing it right.
Dude. The merch with Danhausen is probably going to be through the roof.
Danhausen's face on one of the big trucks. Hall of Fame induction, 2026.
Why is this soaking wet? Oh, what else happened on Monday Night Raw, Dylan, that was worth talking about? With the swarm of masked men.
Oh my God! Yeah, of course we have Seth Rollins
Burying
return to kick off the Monday Night. Yeah, this is a great way to finish off the pod on this topic.
Oh man!
So, kicking off Monday Night Raw is Adam Pearce saying that he needs to speak with Seth Rollins. We get a masked man on a table, followed by a swarm of masked men. Excuse me. And then they all jumble up with each other. They all get in the ring and they start doing a weird circle
pit.
It's
little mosh pit.
I don't know if you. That's what I'm saying. It was a weird have you ever seen a circle push pit at a concert where everyone's running in a circle and pushing each other around? It was really weird. Obviously, to show that they're jumbling themselves up so you can't figure out which one is Seth. It was just...
Oh, God.
Sorry, I didn't want to cough. It was really interesting that they did it, before going into the ring, and then Seth just revealed himself anyway. And then, I understood, okay, they do... The Vision comes out, Seth puts on the mask. They jumble each other
Still
up. You
funny.
can't figure out which one is Seth.
Still hilarious.
Funny, but makes a lot more sense, right?
Oh, yeah,
like,
for a getaway.
Practically makes sense.
Yeah.
For the getaway. Doing it when he first entered the ring, just to then step out and reveal himself again. Like, the guy on the table was him.
Yeah, clearly.
So he goes out, stands on the table, jumbles himself up as if he's not going to just walk out again and then take off the mask. That's where I was like, did they only do that so we wouldn't be confused on what they were doing the second time?
Yeah, but then then
it just made it more confusing for when he did it the first time.
Yeah, and then he showed the Vision his cards. Like, what do you like? The Vision came out. It's like, yeah, he just jumbled up. So they should have just been like, he's gonna do that again. Like he did it before they came out. They could just like be like, oh, we gotta keep an eye on him.
But
like that's why I don't get doing it the
I
first
understand.
time. He's just like, oh, this is a trick I could do. But like,
doing it twice is what really is like getting me to where I'm like, why did they need to do it twice?
Clearly
not.
not.
Yeah, the one
Seth.
guy was like 300 pounds and like 6'5".
Yeah,
that was
clearly not Seth.
I mean, listen, I'm all for it. I think it's hilarious. I think it's so perfect.
Ridiculous.
I'm so happy it happened. And it's so Seth Rollins.
Oh yeah.
It's so Seth Rollins.
I believe it got holy shit chance, right? The first time?
Yeah, which is funny. Because I don't know if it was necessarily
feet.
deserving of holy.
Everybody
I don't know. I think it was like
ground. Wasn't that impressive?
More like what chant? I think what chants were probably more appropriate. And just like, yeah. Holy shit chants were funny. I was thinking that same thing. I was like, what is this? Like, I don't understand
what's so
why
crazy
that's the reaction
about
to this. Yes.
They just jumbled around each other. But what does this mean for Seth Rollins and the Vision? We talked about it a little bit earlier, but like, I'm kind of with you on that. The only thing that makes sense is for them to believe Braun Breaker is going to be healthy for Mania.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I
gotta
really
be right.
can't
Please
think
tell
of
me they're not going to
anything
do
else.
Seth in L.A. versus the Vision, right? Please tell me.
No.
Right? Please?
I don't think so.
Good.
Fucking maybe, though.
Because I don't know what LA Knight does at WrestleMania. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's also true.
I wrote down...
Maybe he goes up against Brock.
Dude, I wrote down...
He eliminated Brock. The Rumble.
Well, Dylan, it's also another shameless self-plug, but I did 5 people who should answer Brock Lesnar's open challenge, and LA Knight was one of them.
All right, yeah.
Guys,
I don't hate it if he
check
wins.
that out. LA Knight ain't
But
beat-
Brock's probably going to
LA
win.
Knight's not beating Brock Lesnar,
Yeah.
dude. Did you see? I don't know. Again, I don't know how true this is, but Lesnar and Heyman were pitching for Brock to never lose again until his retirement match.
I mean, I don't even think that's like that necessarily that crazy if his retirement match is like this summer.
Yeah, I guess it is timing wise.
Well, that's the thing. It's like he probably is only gonna have like a few more, like 2 or 3 more matches, maybe.
But like he can't win at Mania, right? If he faces Oba, if he faces Royce Keys, who I think he's facing, if he's facing Gunther,
he probably wins, dude.
God.
I know. I'm with you. I'm not happy about it.
This is why I don't like Brock Lesnar, dude. This is the whole shit with it.
I mean, the way to do it would probably be if they're like, no matter what, Brock is winning at WrestleMania.
Put him against LA
I
Knight.
think the move...
Keep him away from everybody else. Put him against LA Knight.
I just think the move is whoever he beats at Mania is the one that gets to retire him. Like, that's the move.
Interesting. Because
that's the only way to justify.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean.
There's only one person retiring. Retiring
Oba, and that's where I'm not happy about a Brock.
No, Gunther's gonna retire Brock, dude.
I don't know. I think it might be Oba.
You're telling me someone's going to retire somebody else right now, and it's not going to be Gunther? Come on.
I mean, I guess, maybe.
Come on. The career killer, son.
Maybe Gunther's the one who answers the challenge.
He is. He's a great pick. He may or may not be on that list that I wrote down. But it's like, I don't see them giving Gunther a loss at Mania.
Well, I'll tell you this. If Gunther's the challenger, I bet he probably wins.
Gunther wins or Brock wins?
Gunther.
Okay. Interesting.
But I don't know. I'm pretty on board with whoever answers the challenge is going to lose and then beat him at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I think I'm just doing that because I just feel so confident that Brock Lesnar's going to win at WrestleMania this year.
Okay.
And the way I'm justifying it in my head is that the person he beats is going to retire him.
Okay.
And it's just classic wrestling fashion. I mean, that's what would make the most sense, and that's the best way to have somebody benefit from the whole situation and also have a loss to Brock Lesnar not mean nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I don't know.
I also think Brock Lesnar is also the type of guy that when people go up against him at this point, I mean, I know not all wrestling fans feel this way or think this way, but like once people go up, I just like give them a pass. Like I just like don't hold it against like.
Okay.
Like I'm just like anything to do with Brock is unrelated to the rest of everything that has to do with you.
Okay.
Like I can't hold what you do against Brock Lesnar against you.
Okay. I think that's fair.
Because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just like
it's different world for Brock Lesnar in WWE.
Like I don't look at Kofi Kingston worse because he lost to Brock Lesnar in 6 seconds.
Yeah. Don't remind me.
I feel bad that he did. But like I'm not like, yeah, I don't, you know what I mean? Like I'm not like holding it against him. I'm not like looking at his career worse now because of that moment. Because I'm like, well, they're sucking off Brock, dude. That's
but
just
in the
just
moment,
a shame on Kofi.
But in the moment that hurt Kofi, an insane amount.
Yes, no, that's what I'm saying, and it does, and it inexplicably does. It doesn't just not hurt people. I'm saying, and I know it's, but we've gotten to the point now with Brock Lesnar where I'm like, for me, as a fan, I'm like, I just have to treat him as a separate entity who's just like, it's just a different. If you lose, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
he's just like because he's who he is.
Yeah,
and it sucks that I've had to take that own.
And you shouldn't
I've had to take that stance for my own own mental health.
And that's your truth. And you're living it.
Like I've had to, and like I said, like I'm fully would love nothing more than for him to never win a match or potentially never wrestle again.
Dude.
But
I will be throwing a party if he never wrestles again.
I have to. Yeah, man. So I mean, if he's gonna listen, how about this? Would you rather him beat LA Knight and then Gunther retire him at SummerSlam?
Yes. Don't even need to hear the other option. All right, what's the other option?
Him beat Gunther at Mania and then Gunther retire him. Because you seem pretty set on if it's has to be a loss, give it to LA Knight.
Well, yeah, of the people that would face Brock.
I'm more just like, the only thing that worries me with that is I have zero faith that LA Knight will be the one to retire him. So in my head, I'm just like, the only way to justify the loss is to have that person end up retiring him.
Yeah, I just don't think they need to justify the loss against Brock Lesnar if you're LA Knight to just answer an open challenge like that. Like, he's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you're probably right.
I will also say, like, they're not going to give Gunther a loss at WrestleMania. But to potentially sway you off of the Brock wins at Mania, that person retires him, is I could easily see them doing Gunther answers, beats Brock. Brock wants a rematch. Brock wasn't prepared for Gunther. Gunther says, I'll only give you the rematch if you put your career on the line. But on the other end of that, they probably won't have Brock's last 2 matches be losses. So, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? We've got...
Yeah, it's tough. So here's the other thing, though. Like, what do you think Gunther does at Mania if he doesn't go up against Brock? Because it seems like potentially they're trying to set up Ray, but I don't see Ray retiring at Mania. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, no. That's a question mark, Dylan.
To where I'm like, yeah, I mean, he can go up against Ray and beat him, but does it make sense if he's not even... It doesn't make sense with the whole career killer thing if he's not retiring him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's a big question mark for Gunther. It's a big question mark for a lot of people. Like, I'm not sure what they're doing with some of these people. They're only going to have max 14 matches, and I tried to write down every single match, and it was incredibly hard because... Like, I had left LA Knight off the card because I felt pretty good about other matches that were going down. And it's like, paths are not clear. And it is tricky because they basically view Friday Night SmackDown before WrestleMania as their WrestleMania pre-show. So it's like, they put a lot of big matches on their U.S. title match. One of the tag titles probably on the line on that Friday Night SmackDown. Like, so, I don't know what they are going to view as, like, a WrestleMania-worthy match and opponent for, like, a Gunther, for, like, an LA Knight. But it's, like, they gotta, like, be on the card. But it's, like, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
If it's not, like, both of them can face Brock at Mania. But whichever one doesn't, it's a giant question mark. Like, I don't think Gunther's facing Ray because he's not facing Ray unless he's retiring Ray. And I don't think he's retiring Ray.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any...
It's really tough, man.
Any chance Gunther and LA Knight have a singles match? 2 birds with 1 stone?
Maybe.
Get them both on the card?
I really don't know. I really don't know, man. Dude. I'm up in the air, so let us know in the comments what you guys think.
Dude, definitely. We got a long road to WrestleMania. I believe we're almost a full month out at this point, 4 or 5 weeks, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm very excited to watch this Cody and Randy Orton contract signing. I'm going to hope that some matches are going to get made clear for WrestleMania. Also, you guys let us know in the comments what you thought about the Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley segments, because that was a head scratcher. But be on the lookout for some new YouTube videos that will be coming out in the next few weeks. Be on the lookout for new episodes of the Burning Hammer podcast, which will come out weekly as well. With that being said, I'm Mark Izzo, he's Dylan O'Brien, and this has been another episode of the Burning Hammer podcast. We'll catch you in the next one.